And just very quickly before we do wrap things up, we kind of spoke about this earlier on when it comes to the season, the expectations, etc. But it's early, and this will be one of these clips that UV Clips takes, and at the end of the season says, "This is what everyone said at the start of the season, where Manchester United were going to finish." But where do we all think Manchester United are going to finish in the league, and what do we think we're going to do in terms of the other competitions? Minna, I'll start with you.
Third in the league, Europa League, and FA Cup.
And an FA Cup.
I like that. Yeah. I like that.
Double trophies. Rich, what are you saying?
You know what, Minna? That's exactly what I was going to say. I'm going to go big, and I'm going to say we're going to win the Europa League, because I want us to win that. No, not the league. You guys are looking at me like I said the league. Third place. I reckon we can sneak third place if everything falls in the right places. We're the current FA Cup champions, so why not retain our trophy? And yeah, that's what I'm looking at. 3 and 2 cups.
Kenny, what about you? Where do you think United
will
finish?
I'm applying Marcel's principles from last year, because when we was all down and all was fed up and depressed, Marcel kept us all going. And towards the end of the season, when we was in 5th place and couldn't get higher than 4th, Marcel said we was going to finish 2nd. But I don't know if he managed that. So what we're going to win. I'll apply Marcel's principles. We're going to win the Champions League, even though we're not in it. No, we're not. I think I'm being ultra positive, and if we stay fit, if we can keep our squad fit, I think we're second. I think we're capable of second. I do, honestly, because I see the other big 4. They're not progressing how I would expect them to progress. So I think we could quite easily make a lot of points up. I do. I think we get a good start, and we keep. I do think as well that if we can get to Christmas and we're there or thereabouts, I think Ineos will back us. I think Ineos will back us again. So I'm a positive second. I do want to think we're capable of doing second this year, and we'll definitely get a trophy. And I don't want the Europa League. I'd rather have the FA Cup.
Oh, there you go. Steph, what about you? What's your predictions for the season?
I think we're going to start slow. I think there's going to be a few bumps in the road before Christmas, and I think that's really going to affect where we end up at the end of the season. I would, excuse me, I would say we would finish outside the top 4 on goal difference. I think that we would get to top 4. I think we would be joint 4th, and we're going to, I don't know, I just have this funny feeling like inside me. I think that goals are going to be really important for us this season, conceding obviously and scoring. So that's like crucial for me. Like that's a personal thing that I'm going to be looking at. I think that winning the FA Cup and the Europa League is too much of a stretch, but I would rather win the Europa League than the FA Cup this season, just for the pure reason that we won it. We won the FA Cup last season. So,
and I
wouldn't be mad. The thing is, but I wouldn't be mad at that either.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be mad. Like I would not be calling for Ten Hag's head if we finished just outside the top 4. I wouldn't. That's all dependent on how far we are down the table and how we perform in like cup competitions. But other teams are strengthening too. Like I feel like we're all being so positive, but we forget like that Man City is still Man City. Arsenal have strengthened their squad. I mean, Liverpool
Man City could be relegated.
Exactly. 150 charges.
Can I just say, I think now is just before Marcel and Owen give their predictions. Now is the time to be positive. Now is the time to go, because tomorrow at like 8:30, 8:45, we might be realizing that actually this is realistic. We're back to earth, all right? So I will always take the opportunity while it's there to be optimistic.
Yes, whilst it's still possible.
Exactly.
Speaking of anything's possible, Marcel, how are we going to do this season? I remember after the first game of last season, you said to Flex outside Old Trafford, you pointed at that stadium and went, we will not lose here this season. Didn't really work out that way. Yep. But what do you think? What do you think this time round?
Yeah, I know, I remember that, but I'm going to say it now. Fulham win, Brighton win, Liverpool win, Southampton win. I think the next game after that is Spurs win. So the first 5 or 6
games. Are you saying they're winning against us, or
Man United win? You say Man
Yeah,
United? You say Man
United wins.
win?
I think
Right.
you know, for Manchester United, we'll win all those 5 or 6
First
games.
5 or 6 wins in a row to start the season.
Yeah, start
Yeah,
nice and early. I think we'll get
If
those
we
out.
win 5 or 6 in a row, guys, I don't want to say it, but we're doing a title charge.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Joking.
No.
I'm
I think it'll be the waveform that makes it a bit difficult for us throughout the season. But you know, I think the first few games of the season we'll win them. We'll finish 4th or within the top 4. I don't want to say a specific position, but we'll finish within the top 4. And hopefully it's Europa League that we win, but another trophy. I just want a Champions League qualification through obviously the league. Like I said at the beginning of the show, you know, it needs to be in the top 4, not qualification through a win of the Europa League, because that's how we really get to market or measure how well we're doing in our progress. The points amassed, the goals scored, the goals conceded, hope sure it's a low number, those kind of things. But I think we will struggle to do that, to implement the 4-2-4 away from home in comparison to at home. So yeah, but first 5 games, I think a couple of aways. I think Brighton and Southampton are the away 2 games in the first.
Where's the
5.
crack, Marcel? Where's the crack?
There's none. There's none. It's just honest beliefs there. For the first 5 games win, or first 6 games win, and we'll progress from there. I'm expecting a lot of goals this season, as like I said, guys, as well. Lots and lots of goals. Hopefully more than what we got last season.
Invincible season.
Positivity.
Owen, what's your prediction?
You know what? I'm going to go with. I kind of echo what people said here. I don't know if it's high as second. I think we can get 3rd or 4th. I think. I agree with what you guys are saying. Another trophy. I would like it to be the Europa League, just purely for. I think that might be the next step. You know, we've won 2 domestic trophies. Maybe the next step is a European trophy. I know it's not the European trophy, but that would be nice. And just considering that, again, I think we are the strongest team in that competition. My only concern would be that looked like that was going to happen a couple of years ago, the Europa League, didn't it? And then really the thing that ultimately cost us is our squad started falling apart because we just played so many games because we got to the final of... Because you think about it, that season, there's final Carabao Cup, win it, final of the FA Cup. We thought we were on our way to the Europa League, and eventually it was just too many games for us to actually process. And
games,
exactly. Yeah, and then we fell apart. So maybe with a few extra players, maybe that's a bit more possible, theoretically. I don't know. But Ten Hag wants to try and win every game, every trophy possible. So I'm gonna go with 3rd or 4th and the Europa League. Why not? And UV Clips will revisit this in several months' time. We'll all look like fools because United would have won the league and would be deemed non-believers.
Come on.
That's what it will be. That's what it will be. So there you go. Big up, guys. Appreciate everyone tuning in. Appreciate everyone contributing. Where do we end up on the likes? We're currently at nearly 600 likes. If you haven't already clicked the like button on the way out, let's see if we can get it to 750. One more super chat, actually, that I think I've missed. From Joe Fleming. Says, it's not that deep. Who cares whether we can sell Shaw or not? Just buy another top drawer left back to compete with him, whether it's this summer or next. Well, we shall see. There's still time to go in the transfer market, so you never know.